All right, the first par 3 here on the mountain course is number 5, and this par 3 is very challenging. Typically plays into the wind. It's a very big, deep green, so big changes between front and back hole locations for yardage, and then a couple of really difficult bunkers both on the left and short right of the green. So this is definitely one where we're trying to be a little more conservative, make sure we just get a ball in play, hopefully on the green, and have a good look at a nice 2-putt par. The challenge off the tee here just really comes in kind of the fact that it's since it's a longer hole, and since you kind of know that it's a challenge, tend to overswing a bit and we get some wild misses. So what we really want to do here is take maybe even an extra club and just make a nice controlled swing. Aim for kind of that safe right center portion of the green, and then just make your putt from there and try to make your par. All right, so as you can see, we've missed the green here, a little bit short, but still in good position where we're in control and shouldn't do any worse than bogey, but still have a really good look for our par. But before we go ahead and hit this chip, this is a good opportunity just to talk a little bit about reading greens. And this is even something that you do on chip shots, not just putts. But there's really a few things that you can do to try to figure out what the break is and how to hit your putt. One of them, of course, is to watch someone else who's hitting on the same line as you. But even other putts that aren't on your line can tell you a lot about your own. If you have putts, for instance, that are from a totally different angle, but their ball ends up rolling in your direction, you know then that your putt's going to be at least somewhat uphill since that ball was coming down the hill towards you. So you can definitely take in some of that information and apply it to your shot. Another way that you can do it is through grain with dark and light shadowy spots on the green. Anything light will work away from you, and anything dark will kind of resist your ball and either slow it down or move it away in a different direction. And then the last thing that you can do is just take in kind of the overall big picture of the area. Most greens are going to slope back to front. So if you're putting across, it's usually going to break down towards the front part of the green. And if you're going from the front to the back, it's usually a little bit uphill, and then vice versa the other way. It's not the case every time, but most greens are set up that way. And a couple other things to take note: most of the time the ball is not going to break towards the bunker. If you think about it, if we are watering the green, we don't necessarily want that water flowing into the bunker. So usually mounds are going to be a little bit in front of bunkers that push the water, or in this case your golf ball, away from that bunker. Whereas it's quite the opposite with water hazards or water penalty areas. They tend to kind of bring water towards them a little bit. So same with your golf ball, might tend to break towards that water just a little more often than not. And then the last thing, keeping with that same theme, is you always think about, you're just trying to find where that lowest spot is. So if you dropped a bucket of water on the green, where would that water want to flow to? And that's always going to tend to be where your ball wants to go as well. So those are some things that you want to be on the lookout for, that if you just can't see it right away with your eyes and you need a little more help, go through those steps and think about that, and that might give you a little more insight into what the break is going to be on your putt. All right, so not the best chip as you saw there, and didn't quite make that par putt, but still a nice safe bogey. Again, this is a really difficult hole. It's not the time to be overly aggressive or try to make up for any earlier shots in the previous holes. Play this one a little more conservatively, take your bogey, and you'll have plenty of opportunities moving forward to make up for that. Just don't let yourself fall into the trap here of over aggression and turning it into doubles and triples. That'll hurt your score a lot more than just a simple bogey like this. So hopefully this helps you out a little bit next time you play this one.